Hello, hello, hello. It's Southeast Iowa Union Sport Talk time. We here on Tuesday, April 30th. It's 10 a.m. You're watching us live or on replay. I'm here in the studio. Andy Krutzinger, Hunter M, aka Hunter Moeller, is in on a deck, possibly.
You'd be correct.
Whew. It's looking good. Looking sunny out there. Looking perfect.
Beautiful day out today.
Looking spring sportsy, finally. And we're going to talk a little spring sports. But first, Hunter, why can we even do this show? Who are the businesses? What even allows us to do this show? Powers
Well, that
us,
would
maybe.
be Fairway food stores.
Preach it. No, that's all you're going to say about it. Yes, Fairway
No.
food stores.
Fairway food stores. We couldn't do all we're doing right now without the amazing Fairway food stores.
Fairway food stores is great for high school sports because they
I know.
also sponsored, I believe, part of the Drake Relays. If you go to Varsity Brown, you see Fairway ads. They're the kings. Oh, speaking of kings, I saw that dog over there. Might be a queen. I forget if it's a girl or a boy. Anyway, Queen stuff. She's on her queen stuff. We're going to talk a little track, a little soccer here in the A block, here in the A for Andy block. And then we are going to, I'm not really a hat guy. I'm going to Chicago today. I got the Cubs hat on, even though I'm going to watch the White Sox.
Oh, we better be careful.
I'm wearing it. So we're going to talk a little Drake Relays. We had a few runners at Drake Relays. The numbers were a little down this year, but we had some pretty darn good results. I am going to start by going through our big schools. If you haven't been paying attention, our big schools: Washington, Fairfield, Mount Pleasant. And yeah, pick up old newspaper, nice picture of Mr. Josh Anderson, wheelchair 400 athlete. Well, wheelchair everything athlete, but the 400s that they do at Drake. For the Washington Demons, he got 4th place. That was the highest placing of any of our big school athletes. And 4th place in the 400-meter wheelchair, 64 seconds, 64.31 seconds. Washington also got a top 20 out of Micah Reese in the 3200. 17th is very impressive just to qualify for the 3200 at Drake. Only the elite of the elite. Well, that's pretty much all these events. 9:24.47 for Micah. And then Washington had a couple 4x1 teams. They allow a lot of 4x1 teams. A couple of our teams were among the fastest, but if you notice, there's like 100 4x1 teams. So on the girls' side for the Demons, Ada Kindle, Leighton Messenger, Leighton Salazar, and Jaden Moore got 36th in 50.66 seconds. On the boys' side, Connor Gomez Valdez, Kale Williams, Jayford Espinoza, and Alec Eulin got 72nd in 44.53 seconds. Fairfield Trojans had 2 there. Their 2 super stud high jumpers, Ryan Giverson and Eli Zoman, both cleared 6'3". Giverson did a little earlier. He got 6th overall, and Eli Zoman gets 9th. So 2 top 10s for Fairfield. Now just imagine how well that sets those guys up for the state meet if they can jump like that, and it's only 3A. You could be getting a lot of points just off of the jumps. And then Mount Pleasant had a couple of relays there. The Mount Pleasant 4x1 of Kinley White, Alex Scott, Bailey Jalis, and Andy Scott. This close from qualifying for the finals. They end up running in 49.72 seconds. Apparently, there was just a tiny little blip somewhere along the line, or they would have been pretty darn close in that to getting the finals, final 8 go on to the finals. In the 4x2, the Mount Pleasant's Kaya Sanders, Kinley White, Alex Scott, and Andy Scott running 1 minute 45.70 seconds. That's good enough for 19th. And speaking of setting yourself up well for Drake, those are 2 relays who could be really, really good. I believe they're 3rd in 3A. So that sets them up pretty good if they can get to state and do what they do. And then on the Mount Pleasant boys side, Mr. Avon Drung finished 19th in the long jump, 20 feet, 20.125 feet. So that's how the big schoolers did. How the small schoolers do, Mr. Hunter?
Yeah, so kind of similar to the big schools. We had 9 events in the small schools, so that's everybody that's not Washington, Fairfield, Mount Pleasant that we cover. But One state champion on the day, Mid Prairie's Jaden Stafford in the 400-meter wheelchair, 64:31. We kind of saw that coming. He's pretty much top times in all the wheelchair events, all the weird wheelchair events on the track anyway. Next highest finisher came from last year's defending 1A discus state champion, Anna Hadley, just a sophomore from Pekin, throws the discus 130 feet 6 inches for sixth overall. Pair of 13th place finishes, both coming out of Mid Prairie. Mid Prairie's Danielle Hostetler in the 1500 meter, kind of her known race. At state, we've seen her do well at that pretty much her whole career. 4:46.54 for Hostetler there. They got a 13th place finish from Mid Prairie's Emma Lewick in the long jump, 16:02.25. And then another long jump placer was Cam Buffington of Winfield Mount Union, takes 14th in the long jump, 10:50. Obviously, defending 1A state champion in the event. And then Pekin's Anna Hadley once again, 21st in the shot put, 35:08.75. And then a couple relays rounding out the list here. Then 31st, Mid Prairie's 4x1 of Dakota Mitchell, Miley Hirschberger, Emma Lewick, and Jovi Evans run 50-50 for 31st in the 4x1. And all these last three relays are 4x1s. And then Cardinals girls relay of Brindley Ostrander, Emma Becker, McKenna Chickering, and Addison Adam in the 4x1, 51-58. And finally, the boys 4x1 relay out of Columbus, Juan Charez, Riley Kalberg, Lamar Sanat, and Caden Amagon run 44.40 for 66. So, yeah, 9 events representing our small schools at Drake this year, and yeah, those are the results.
I've got a little breaking news. Andy messed up one little detail. I just fixed it on our online story. Josh Anderson in that 400 wheelchair went 1 minute 11.5 seconds, which is 7 seconds slower than Jaden Stafford. Apparently, my story had Jaden's time on Josh. You said your time, and I said that sounds very similar to the time I just said. So, sorry guys, fixed on mine. How about a little soccer? And we've had a little bit of some battles lately. We had Washington, Mount Pleasant, and Washington and Fairfield. So the Demons have had a couple rivalry matchups. Hunter, what do you got on the old SEC soccer field for us today?
Yeah, well, jumping back to last week, we'll just run in through a couple scores of Mount Pleasant and Washington facing off last week. Been very close on the boys and girls side in both matchups this season. Both finished their regular season matchups last Thursday. Mount Pleasant, the boys and the Washington boys, once again went to overtime. Obviously, last time Washington was a 3-2 winner, and this time, this time they were 3-2 winners. In overtime is basically what I was trying to say. But Washington had to come back in both matchups. Mount Pleasant jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first 5 minutes. Washington cut it to 1 before the half, ended up tying it up late in the second. And then early on in that first overtime period, ended up winning it. So Washington gets the better of Mount Pleasant and a little comeback action in both regular season meetings this year. And then as for the girls' side, last time it was a 2-0 win for Mount Pleasant. This time was still competitive. Slimmed the margins even more with the final score. Mount Pleasant wins it 2-1 though. Sharisa Huerta scored both of the Panthers' goals in that one, and then Washington's lone goal in that game came off an own goal from the Panthers. So, we've seen battles on both sides. From the Demons and Panthers. So a couple great matchups this season, and that's what we've seen historically too. Because I remember we were talking on the girls' side in particular, their last 4 matchups went to overtime. So kind of cool to see that.
Basically, the last 5 years.
Yeah. Let's see here. Then last night I was in Washington for a little Fairfield Washington boys action. We've talked about time and time again, the teams being really close this year in the Southeast Conference, and it was shown once again last night. Washington didn't hold the early advantage. After the first half, the Demons led 2-0, got a pair of goals from. Uh, Never mind, I accidentally deleted the names. But Washington led 2-0 at the half, and then Fairfield was able to cut it down to one, get a goal. They got a goal from Jackson Allen late in the second half, but I think it was like 10 minutes to go in that second half, and they just couldn't find another goal to tie it up and send it to OT or find a pair of goals to win it. So Washington gets the better of Fairfield once again, 2-1, in another tightly contested contest. And obviously Washington right now. Let me double check what the standings are right now. So it's pretty close at the top. Obviously, Washington leading, 8-2 overall, 5-1 conference record. Burlington and Fort Madison are both 3-1. Got the two less games there, unless they haven't put in their. That could be a possibility that they haven't put in their scores. But I know there's been some cancellations, so I have to double check on the Burlington Fort Madison conference record there. But as of right now, Washington sitting at the top. They're looking pretty good.
Yeah, and Washington actually got a little bit of help from Fairfield because the Trojans just knocked off Fort Madison on penalty kicks on Thursday. True. So Fairfield had won, I believe, 3 in a row coming into last night. So even more so, seeing it tighten up and kind of seeing everybody beat everybody. Actually, besides Keokuk, I think. No, no. But I think besides Keokuk, you can get the entire circle of parity with the Mount Pleasant soccer, where everyone has beaten everyone.
Do you want to jump into your score from last night, or do you want me to just read off the Mount Pleasant scores from last night real quick?
Yes. You could go. I have Mount Pleasant up here. I'll jump in here. We'll start with, but here I'm going to start with Fairfield and Washington girls did play last night at Dexter Sports Complex in Fairfield. It was one of the many things I was running around and doing last night, and Washington wins this, but only 3-0. Actually, a pretty impressive stand for Fairfield, especially because when I was watching, Washington was moving the ball pretty well. I saw them score one of those 3 goals while I was there. The Demons scored 2 in the first half and 1 in the second half. I don't even have the goal scorers out here yet. Maybe I do. Maybe I've got them here in my lovely email. No, I don't yet. But Fairfield a lot closer this time around against Washington. And I was surprised when I saw the 3-0 because I looked or because during the game it was beautiful outside, seemed like a very high scoring type night. So as I said, Washington over Fairfield 3-0, and then for the Mount Pleasant Panthers, the girls take on Keokuk. Fun fact: the last time the girls took on Keokuk, oh no, never mind, that was at Mount Pleasant. Maybe when the boys played against Keokuk, I was really hoping for a 10-0, get out of there early, mercy rule type thing. The girls got it done last night. 7 goals in the first half. 3 in the second half, and a 5-goal night for my daughter's favorite swim instructor, Tori Wilson. So she didn't play in the game before, I believe. Puts up 5 last night against Keokuk, 3 for Teresa Werda, and 2 for Aurora Hummel. So the Mount Pleasant forwards are humming this season as far as how many opportunities they're getting. They got a lot of weapons over there. So yeah, I just did that. The Mount Pleasant boys, who had a pretty darn close makeup game against Keokuk last week. It was 4-2. They'd beaten Keokuk last week in Eastlake Park. It was one of those things where there was a makeup, so now they're on to their regularly scheduled programming, and the Panther boys had to battle last night. Down 1-0 at halftime. Mount Pleasant had to come back to beat Keokuk 3-2. Axel Noriega Ruiz, who was out with an injury for just a little bit there, had a goal, as did Dylan White, as did Aiden Humble. Certainly humbled the home Keokuk fans. No, we actually have talked about how Keokuk right now is the bottom of the standings in boys, and they are playing teams close now. So you never know what's going to happen, and that is not always the case.
No, it's not always the
case. Sport like soccer, you want some sort of excitement. You don't want to keep. Well, you want it to be exciting, or you want it to end early via the 10-goal rule.
Right.
I'm going to see Coach Russo see if he says here what happened. Go right away. Okay, so Keokuk was up 2-1 in the second half, and Mount Pleasant scored their final two. So they had to come back to tie it. Then they had to come back once again to tie it and then win it. So there you go. There's your little soccer roundup.
It's tough to do.
It is. And so, I mean, soccer, they can pull everyone back. I don't know. I didn't play at organized soccer, but my one goal in history was intramurals. Was great. This huge kid from China was playing defense on me, and he could boot the ball. This is indoor. He could boot the ball like basically out of the universe, but he just totally like absolutely whiffed on it, and the ball just came trickling towards my feet, and put it through. Came up clutch when it was called on. Yeah, I know. Did you ever score a goal in any organized soccer, Hunter?
Yeah, back in like 5th grade.
Back in the Hunter Moeller heydays. I don't play youth soccer. My kid plays youth soccer. Anyway.
5th grade, I thought I was so good.
No, if you're scoring goals, you are so good. You are correct. Probably knew you were going to be hitting game-tying shots on the basketball court just a few short years later. And in a short few minutes, we're going to be back with the B block. But right now, why don't you guys enjoy some commercials?
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
Step back in time and create unforgettable memories of the 2024 Midwest Little Threshers reunion. Gather the family and immerse yourselves in the nostalgic charm of steam engines, antique cars and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and the horses. Whether it's the savory delights from the North Village, to the log cabin, or the unforgettable concerts, this is where memories are crafted. Plan now to bask in the history of the past from August 29th to September 2nd in Mount Pleasant. Visit oldthreshers.com for details. Don't miss this chance to make timeless memories.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Hello, and hello, everyone. We are here. Hunter, Andy, Alex on the ones and twos, and we're here to talk a little bit of tennis and golf. And guess what, Hunter?
What's up?
Breaking news from Thursday night.
What's
we
up?
now have your official Southeast Conference boys tennis champions. And it's the Fairfield Trojans. I'm not sure if you saw the picture of them with their banner, Hunter.
I didn't.
Mr.
I'm about to look it up.
Oh, yeah, look it up. It's in the story. Mr. Mike Holt sent it to me. And I said, dude, that's confidence right now. Or right there, because it takes a while to order a banner. And after the 9-0 win over Mount Pleasant on Thursday, they had a very nicely made Southeast Conference champion banner. That is an well, we're not done with Southeast Conference play, but they're now clinched, and it was an undefeated performance to get to that clinching point for the Fairfield Trojans. As I said, 9-0. If you want to do the math on that, that means they swept in singles and in doubles against the Panthers. Sorry, internet's going a little slow. You can hear me all right, Hunter?
Yeah.
Well, there we go. So the as I said, the Panther boys were in Fairfield at Fairfield Middle School, and 9-0 win for Fairfield in singles. There were 4 full-on sweeps to start out the list here. At number 1, Rumin Luo sweeps Phoenix Watson 6-1, 6-2. Han Wang sweeps Gavin Ross 7-5, 6-3. Austin Laurie over Sawyer Fulton 6-2, 6-0. And Ethan Cass over Dane Cook 6-2, 6-0. The next two are a lot closer. Tiebreakers here between Rylan Anderson and Luce Schimmelfingen. By the way, the first name in all these are going to be Fairfield names because it's a sweep. And a 10-7 tiebreaker win for Rylan Anderson. And then even closer, Nico Emerson and Zach Johnson went at it. And after splitting the first two, 11-9 for Emerson. So they swept singles. And then doubles, Wang and Loria 8-0 over Watson and Schimmelfingen. Luau and Emerson 8-6 over Ross and Johnson. And Cass and Anderson 8-5 over Fulton and Cook. And then over at Eastlake Park, after Mount Pleasant pulled off a 5-4 win over Fairfield in the first matchup of the year, Trojans beat Panthers 5-4 in a thriller. Came right down to the last doubles match. We got singles win for Fairfield in the number 3, 4, and 5. That's Lola Hatchett, Soraya Yamaner, and Una Carter. And Mount Pleasant picked up wins at 1, 2, and 6 from Janet Asantavilla, Ellie Sittimyoung, and Audrey Richmond. So it went down to doubles. The top 2 doubles matchups were split. Vila and Sittimyoung beat Wimlin and Yamaner 8-3. And then Steele and Marion Duncan beat Drury and Richmond 8-2. And so then it came down to Peterson and Smith against Hatchett and Carter in a doubles showdown for the number 3 doubles. And Fairfield wins that one 8-2. So a 5-4 little revenge for the Trojans over the Panthers, and a series split between those two. We'll see what happens in conference. You got those two being really close. And you know what? Keokuk is also very close. Keokuk beat Fairfield last night by the score of 5-4. So besides Burlington, who's in first, and Fort Madison, who's in last, the girls' tennis, those 3 teams are pretty well right next to each other. And then, by the way, also in girls' tennis last night, Mount Pleasant goes against Burlington 7-2. So they take 2 from the conference, the heavy favorites in the conference. Actually, Burlington has to have clinched the conference championship here. And those wins come from Jana Asantavilla in number 1 and Bethany Drury at number 4. So Asantavilla, 8-1 win. Just even when they lose, she seems to just roll on. By the way, in boys last night, same matchups. So Fairfield went against Keokuk. Trojans with another sweep, 9-0 over the Chiefs. And Mount Pleasant, if you are paying attention, that means they played against. Wait, they're supposed to play against Burlington, but it actually doesn't have a Burlington score here, so I wasn't paying attention because apparently that didn't happen.
That's all right.
What do we got in local golf, Mr. Hunter?
Yeah, we had some a couple of big golf meets. Seemed like everybody was not at the same place, but last night, kicking off with the Washington boys, obviously they were up at Blue Top Ridge Golf Course for don't even know what, like just a Washington Invitational, I guess, where they kind of host teams from outside the Southeast Conference. Actually, two of our area teams, obviously Washington and then New London, also competed in this one, but Washington finished second overall with a 315. Waverly Shell Rock came quite a ways to win the title with a 307. New London finished 11th out of 11 teams with a 434. Just looking off Varsity Bound, so they don't have the whole final finishes, but I can assume that Rajon Roth probably took the title, considering Waverly Shell Rock and Pella Christian both have their scores in. There were the top three finishers. So Roth with a 71 leading the way for Washington. Drew Conrad with a 75 down the list here. Teague Meyer with an 82. We've got Luke Beanblossom with an 87 and Carson Brown with an 88. Is that everyone? And then Cole Vetter with a 104 for the Demons. New London doesn't have their scores in, so pretty nice finish for the Washington Demon boys. They're obviously playing some outstanding golf this year, and obviously big reason to why they're ranked.
Makes sense.
Yep. Jump over to the boys' side. Washington, the girls hosted their Washington Invitational. This was at the Washington Golf and Country Club, so a little closer. But 6 teams competed. 2 area teams. Highland was there, and then as well as the Demons. Pleasant Valley took the win with a 333. Highland finished second with a 372. And then Washington was fourth with a 451. Let me jump into here real quick. Highland doesn't have their scores in, but for Washington, leading the way, as we've kind of seen all year, Macy Williams with a 99, Lauren Hendrickson with a 109. Let's see, Lucy Sands with a 120, Natalie Prochaska with a 123, Regan Stouter with a 133, and then Presley Ora with a 134. So result from the girls' side there. And then Mount Pleasant was down in Keokuk last night for the Keokuk Invitational. New London was also there for that one. And the Tigers do take the title. Obviously, New London, the girls been fantastic at golf for as long as I can remember. I think since dating back when I was in school. So New London takes the title with a 354. Keokuk second with a 413. So quite a bit of distance there for the Tigers. Mount Pleasant takes third with a 430, and then there's no for either Mount Pleasant or New London, no individual results on here. I haven't gotten an email yet, but I know that Taylor Phillips did win the title down there too, and I believe I guess I probably shouldn't say it because I don't know, but I believe Sophie Malott got second.
Usually those two get first and second, pretty much no matter where they go. So
I think I was talking to somebody and they said that they were pretty sure that those two got second. I was talking to my father-in-law because he was down there since my sister-in-law plays.
Special report from the father-in-law.
Yep. And then we don't have any Fairfield because, well, I guess you can get into that because you saw the Fairfield, but the Fairfield girls. Or wait, was it the Fairfield girls that were in Fairfield last night, or the boys? One, the other, vice versa. The one didn't play last night.
Boys, the fellas.
Do you want to get into that with the?
Oh
girls?
yes, sorry. Yes.
That's it from the other big school.
Oh, okay, there we go. Yes, Fairfield boys hosted their home invitational last night. They welcomed in 6 other schools. And we kind of saw with the schools that both Fairfield and Mount Pleasant would probably be competing for the championship. And in fact, they got second and third. Albia comes in, wins the Fairfield invited Fairfield Golf and Country Club with a 319. The Trojans go 330, Mount Pleasant 334. Also competing, Van Buren County got 6th at 352. Now I'll read some scores here. Why don't we just go in order here? Fairfield was led by Sam Wheaton with an 81, Myers 82, Nordoff 83. Miller, I saw Case Miller yesterday at the Fairfield track meet, actually. So he went straight from golf. He had an 84. Aiden Kruger, 87. Thornton rounds him out with a 90 there. And run through him real quick for Mount Pleasant, who was led by Reese Kaufman with an 80. England Dismang both go 83. Merrick Lamb goes 88. Barton 94 and Wilhelm 123. So you see those 4 scores were all under 90 there for the Panthers. And then Van Buren County. Whoops. Sorry, my thing closed out there. DJ Urak led the way with 80. Then we got an 87 and 88 from Cotchell and McEntee. And then we have a 97 and a 98 from Forts and Cooper. 103 from Debner. Those were the scores real tiny, so you saw my eyes doing some extra work there. Yeah, that's what we had for the boys. And I did go to watch the girls, and they didn't quite have team scores from Thursday, but let me do a little magic. And by magic, I mean clicking. Well, you know what? I'll save that for the C block, because we're going to go into the C block.
Okay.
About right now. How about that? See after this commercial.
Before
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
I am Melissa Westfall with Homegirl Realty. Heather and Charlotte and I have worked together for many years, and we have always had a vision to have a business together.
I'm Charlotte Howard, and the good news is we bring a very high level of experience. We have a combined 80 plus years of experience in this real estate marketplace.
I'm Heather Merrick, and Homegirl Realty brings a lot of things to the table. We have phenomenal communication with our clients, buyers and sellers, to make sure things are going smoothly and you don't have anything to worry about.
At 5 Star Community Credit Union, we want to help you lead a better life. We offer competitive rates and convenient appointment times for all kinds of loans: auto, recreational vehicles, home equity, line of credit, holiday, and personal loans. We make it easy to build your credit and enjoy the good things in life.
We invite you to join 5 Star Community Credit Union. We are community-minded and member-focused. Come visit our locations in West Burlington and Mount Pleasant or online at 5starcu.org. Federally insured through the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk, where we are coming live with breaking news from ace rider Hunter Moeller. Hunter, what do you got for us?
Well, the only thing I can say right now is what I'm finding is that sectional hosts for postseason boys golf in Class 1A, New London's on the list. In 2A, Mid Prairie's on the list. And then in 3A, Mount Pleasant is on the list.
Well,
while you talk about the girls' golf from last week, or what you're going to talk about, I'll try to find the the girls' side of this.
Perfect. I was going to talk about a certain girls' golf meet that I was at for a little bit. Score still not quite in for that, so I'm not going to. But maybe time to thank our sponsors. Oh, hand up. The girls don't have to necessarily be out the same day as the boys, by the way.
Right. So, let's see.
I'll just ramble a little bit real quickly. Going to Chicago here in about 2 hours for the White Sox Twins game. Our loyal watcher, Matt Tangenstall, is going with me, and we're taking his car, and I just got notified that his car just hit a deer.
Okay. So, May 8th at 10 a.m., Albia, Fairfield, Fort Madison, Keokuk, Mount Pleasant, Mount Vernon, Notre Dame, and West Burlington and Washington will play sectionals at Mount Pleasant. Qualifying teams and individuals from Section 5 and 6, which is also the Oskaloosa sectional, will advance to Williamsburg Stone Creek Golf Course on May 13th at 10 a.m. That's 3A. 2A. I guess for the big schools, that's probably like the most important right now because 2A is going to be probably bounced around.
If you guys want all of them, we'll put them out and also just go to Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union.
IAHSAA.org and go to golf, and then they'll have all their.
They have the girls on there too.
No, the girls I'm gonna look up while you Chicago. But I just wanted to get the 3A out of there because that's kind of the one that's more like compact since there's only just a less amount of schools there for us to.
I got you. I don't think the girls are out yet, so we'll cover that next show. I already said my sad news about Chicago. Car that we're supposed to be taking just hit a deer this morning. Just heard about it, so we'll see. You might see Andy in Chicago today. You might not.
Oh man, I'll feel bad for you if you don't make it.
That's okay. I didn't even know I was going until last night. But do you know where we'll see both of us next week?
Yes, you will see us next week
on Southeast Union Sports Talk. Stay sweet.